a lot of people don't understand how good they got it. And you ask people about, would they ever farm, would they ever garden even? People like, hot sun, bugs, what? I ain't doing all that. So, the question is the Trump administration and Trump going to destroy the domestic agricultural industry as we know it? Who knows? Let's talk about it. So, if you have or have not heard, in the past couple of days, there have been mass deportations out of the country in multiple states, especially in the ones that I've had people confirm for me in the state. Right now, I'm in South Carolina. Yes, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, and of course, good old Texas. Now, he says that only the criminals are the target here, but listen to what he says.
First of all, they're costing us a fortune. But we're starting with the criminals, and we got to do it. And then we're starting with others, and we're going to see how it goes.
Who are the others?
Others are other people outside of criminals.
Right. So farm laborers have been disappearing off the farms as we know it. There has been fruit, produce, vegetables just sitting on vines in the fields, just rotting, because people are scared that they're gonna get a one-way ticket back to where they came from. Even though they've been functioning members of society, picking our produce, hard, strenuous labor, they're trying to send them back. They are sending people back. So Trump promised and I quote, largest deportation campaign in the history of our country.
The largest deportation operation in American history.
People who grow or are in the growing space, agricultural or horticultural, understand that, large harvest is strenuous work, especially if you're under the sun, almost 8, if not more, hours a day. And then these people are getting paid pennies on the dollar compared to what somebody else may be getting paid. The USDA says in the past couple of years, there's been over 142,000 farms that have shut down. Let me write this number out. 142,000 farms shut down. Domestically. Now, all right, listen to this. I want you to listen to this, right? Put your listening ears on for a second. Farmers have to fight outbreaks, increasing fertilizer prices, increasing seed prices, and the increasing regulation around seeds. Another video, another day. And now, climate change. But their livelihood is dependent largely on farm labor. So without farm labor, that's how they're gonna end up adding to this number right here. And here's a big one. See this pie chart behind me? This is what the USDA calculated in terms of the documentation of workers. They say 42%. 42. That is only 8% away from 50. 8% from half. 8% from half. 42% of all farm laborers in the United States are undocumented. Let's get a moment of silence for that to resonate. I'm gonna say it again. 42% of all U.S. farm laborers are undocumented. So them strawberries that you be busting down in a week, them blueberries, them raspberries, them grapes, them what? Anything. Name anything. Especially the smaller it is, the more strenuous it is. But not necessarily, because Cabbages are rather large, but they plant rows, acres, miles even of cabbages. And bend down, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand how good they got it. A lot of people don't. And you ask people about, would they ever farm, would they ever garden even? He'd be like, hot sun, bugs, what? Why are you doing all that? These people are doing it out of necessity. They're picking your cabbages and your strawberries and your blueberries and your grapes out of necessity. Think about that. Now, is this going to mean a drop in produce that we're going to be seeing in the grocery stores in general? Sources say not really, maybe. I think so, personally. This is my opinion. I personally think so. Are we going to see like only tomatoes and only lettuce in the store? No. It's not going to be that drastic. But there is going to be a drop for sure in what we're seeing. And the frequency maybe in what we're seeing. But more specifically, there's going to be a huge drop in the amount of domestic produce that we're going to be seeing in the grocery stores. So that means that if there's something that, the consumer wants, on a large scale, of course, here, and we don't have it because of all our farm labor is now no longer in the country, that means we have to import that produce into the countries to abide by the consumer's wishes. Huge drop in domestic produce. Huge drop in domestic produce, which means a huge increase in imports. Workers can come in the country on a visa, on a work visa, through this program right here, the H-2A program. So it's a temporary, seasonal program for people to come in on a visa and work. Over the USDA says, between the years of 2017 and 2022, there was a 65% increase in workers on the H-2A program coming in. So there was a 65% increase in demand for workers to come in on a work visa. Cheap labor, right? Now, this right here, this number right here, where's my red marker? This number right here proves and shows in the numbers that there is a massively increasing reliance for these type of workers. For these workers, let me say it like that. 65%. That's more than half. That's more than half. So we're gonna see a huge increase in more imports. Huge drop in domestically grown produce. Here is where Trump is coming back into the equation and making the situation even worse. We're definitely gonna see an increase in the price of that imported produce. Why? Here's why.
Mexico has to stop allowing millions of people to pour into our country. They can stop them. And we're going to put very serious tariffs on Mexico and Canada, because Canada, they come through Canada too.
He is trying to tariff everybody in the equation of illegal persons in the country. So he says, people who are undocumented. So if he's trying to tariff the heck out of all the imports coming in from this specific country, Mexico, for example, here, biggest example, because it's right on our border, we're definitely gonna see a price increase in those strawberries, in those tomatoes, in those lettuces, those cabbages. They say, oh, we're making more room for domestic laborers. But I was watching this news clip and the reporter interviewed a farmer in New Jersey. Here's what the New Jersey farmer said. He said, in 20 years, that's 2 decades, In 20 years, he hasn't gotten one local applicant. I'm gonna let that sit for a second. Mint water. I'm gonna say it again. This farmer in New Jersey said that he hasn't got one local applicant in 20 years. Do you know how profound that is? So that means in 20 years, all of his farm labor has come from H2A or undocumented. He didn't specify. But that shows how profound it is. Let me know what you think about the deportations in relation to agricultural industry, domestically and worldwide, down in the comments. This has been Zay from Infinite Seeds Academy. Smash that like button, cultivate the subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Happy growing, GrowFam.